friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. My name is Caitlin and I am frantic. I'm getting ready to go to the beach for a week, my first beach trip in probably 10 years. I'm so excited. By the time you see this, I will be back from my trip. But before we go, there's so much to do. Why I thought going to the beach in May was going to be a good idea, I have no idea. So I have been frantic all week trying to get my food together, like the food I'm going to cook, the food I'm going to take with me. I've been trying to get the garden completely planted. I want the garden completely planted by the time I leave. It's been a lot. So I just did a broccoli harvest. My first broccoli harvest of the year, and I'm getting ready to process it and throw it in the freezer. So for me to process it, I just blanch it and then let it cool and bag it up. So I'm washing it now. But for a little first pickin', I got a nice little bowl of broccoli. This year I did broccoli rabe, and so the heads are smaller, but I should get a lot more like side shoots. So I'm gonna get this washed and blanched, and then I have more plants that I want to do in the garden. I have more things I want to do to get ready for my trip. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun adventure. I also picked a whole bunch, my first round of peas. I got to do something with them. So stay tuned. Today is going to be an adventure, and it's already like 7:30 on a Wednesday, so it's already late, but let's get started. 10 minutes later, broccoli is cooked. I only blanch it for 2 minutes and I put it in water. I'm gonna let that go for a few minutes. I have dishes I need to do. I have a house that needs cleaned before I go out of town. But what are we gonna do instead? We're gonna go plant stuff, because that's the important thing. So I have a collection. I have a collection of lids at all times, everywhere in my kitchen, and I let them pile up until I feel like I'm overrun by lids and it's just a mess. So I gotta get them all taken care of too before I go. Whenever I travel, I like to come home to a clean house, and normally I feel much more prepared. This time I do not feel prepared at all. I'm not having a good time. But you know who is having a good time? That boy right there. Hi, Maxie. Look at that sweet man. So like I didn't have enough to do, I picked up free plants at the local grocery store. My work, we always go for a walk every day, and we walk up to this grocery store, and then people typically like buy snacks or drinks or whatever. And so they had free Snapdragons, and they look terrible, but if any, so it's funny, I wasn't gonna get any because they looked terrible. And then my coworkers were like, if anyone can bring them back, you can. How do you not get them then? So now, on top of everything else I have to do, I have to throw these in the ground. And I have 12. So I'm gonna get these, and then we also need to get the sunflowers. I have the flower farm completely cleaned up, minus the pathways. We'll talk about that when we get there. But I have to throw sunflowers in the ground. So I'm gonna take these, get sunflowers. I'll meet you down at the garden. So it has been raining for 5 days straight. We, I think, got a good amount of rain. Everything needed rained in. So that's good. But I didn't have time to get all of my outside stuff done before I'm leaving. Last 5 days, I haven't been able to work at all. There's so much thistle coming up in the garden. I'll give you a little tour then. There's so much thistle coming up, and I'm like, just gotta wait till I get back. Okay, so I started my own Snapdragons this year, and I still have them up. I did like them in a winter sowing where I put them in I'll take you up and show you them. I put them in a milk jug, and I planted them outside in like January. They grew, but they're tiny. So I haven't put them in the ground yet. I need to, but I honestly don't know how I'm gonna do it. So I am kind of happy that I was able to pick these up. I should maybe pick up more tomorrow if they're still there when we go on our walk. But for now, I'm just gonna throw these. I have like all the beds planted out. I don't have holes for these, and even where I thought I wanted to put these in the flower farm, I planted new seeds. So I'm gonna put these in the main garden in any hole that I can find, and we're gonna call it a day. Okay, I put them all in the same bed. So here's hoping they grow. If they grow, that would be really, really pretty. So, dirty, quickly done. Calling it a day. In the sunflower bed, I'll put these in water so they go wet. I have mixed colors. I love these. Don't mind my dirty hands. I love a good lemon queen, cut in golds, and then an Italian white. The Italian white is short. Oh no, okay, it says 18-inch container variety, but then it says it gets 5 feet tall. I was gonna say if it's short, I'll put it here in this garden, but it says it gets 5 feet tall. So I'm gonna go plant them in the long beds of my flower farm. So I got all of the beds cleaned out. My neighbors are over there right now, so I don't want to wander over their camera. They're out there with their little girl, so I don't want to go over there with the camera. So if they go inside, I'll take you over. If not, you'll see it some other time. The 2 short beds have Lisianthus was the only start that I got. I had lupines that I started that I planted out, and somehow they died. So I planted 18 Lisianthus, 12 purple and 1 red. And then I made holes and I planted more lupine seed. I planted a couple of zinnia seed. I planted dahlia seed. I planted some cosmo seed. So they are a little bit later. It's the end of May, so it's a little bit later to be getting some of these seeds started. But as long as they would bloom for me, which I think we're fine, especially outside with some sun, I think it shouldn't hold them up that much. They should still hopefully grow for me. So hopefully that gets filled in, because I think that'd be really pretty. And then the long beds, I dug out all the tulips and I'm gonna plant my sunnies. So let me go do that. And then I'll be back and I'll show you what else is going on around here. Okay, that's done. Get ready to go water. But these are the snaps that I started in my little plastic jug. They're so tiny. So I do want to try to get them planted at some point. Today is not that day. So I'm gonna go ahead and water everything in, but it's really humid out here. Let me give a quick garden tour. I always do a Memorial Day garden tour, and I didn't this year because I ran out of time. So I'll do a quick garden tour to show you what's going on. And then I always love to look back and see, okay, I've been gone a week. How much did the garden change? So this is the garden that just got these snap peas. These are the fancy broccolis that I got, the romesco and the other kind, I forget what it's called. So they're gonna go in there. And here is obviously a bed of thistle and a couple strawberries. This is supposed to be just a strawberry bed. Look at that. So I don't know what my plan with this space is. I'm still kind of on the fence. I have started spraying the garden with thistle, and I hate using a poison on the garden. I realize that just cancer. I realize how bad it is. I get it. But it is so much nicer to have no weeds. I've enjoyed this garden so much more without having to walk around all the weeds and to see all the weeds. So, and I'm just spraying the thistle. So I'm debating pulling all the strawberries out once they're done fruiting and then spraying this whole bed. And I already know I want to get a new green stalk for next year. I love this one. This one's brand new. Look how pretty it looks so far. But I want to get a hot pink one for up on the patio, and I want that to have strawberries. So part of me is debating pulling all of these out this year putting them back in somewhere to overwinter, and then just kind of doing the green stalk garden next year and let this bed sit empty. I don't really know. Ground doesn't like to be empty, but you can't even you can't see anything there. So that's a future plan. I don't have her netted. That was a failure. I have the insect netting, the bird netting. Didn't get it done. I've been so busy. I've gotten so much done. I am actually so proud of how much I've gotten done. There's just not enough time in the day, and I have this little pesky thing called work, and that just really gets in the way of all my stuff. Look at this beautiful green stalk. I'm so excited to see how much this grows. So this, when I first planted it, fell over. So all of these plants took a massive beating, but they're all coming back. I'm obsessed with these. These are my favorite. I'm so happy I got them. And then with the lime green, the like pale mint color, and then the pink, I can see this from my porch. I can see this when I'm washing dishes, and I love it. So I'm so excited. Look at that hair. I'm so excited to see how great this does while I'm gone. Coming over here, I really got to spray. In here I have 3 blueberries. You can't really see them through the thistle, but the one, let me turn you around and I'll show you. But the one has grown substantially. She has started dying. Like, I don't know what's happening here, but she has a lot of new growth. So that's good. Down in here, I have the smallest one. I think I just need to take, oops, you can't even see. Where is this grass even coming from? I think I need to like take this guy out and like move her, replant her, because she's just tiny. And then that one is another one that's doing really good. Or doing okay. She looks great. She looks good. And then my white peony. I love the smell of peonies. And my white one bloomed like 2 days before the 5 days of rain came. So she got beat up. She looked great for a couple days, and now she looks beat up. Okay, the sweet potato patch is looking great. So far, the weed fabric is holding its own. No weeds have grown in, and I also put weed fabric down in the other 2 small beds where I planted the little annuals. So I'm hoping the weed fabric works great. This is a bed she needs weeded. This is another bed that I have massive weed issues with. I wanted to get this weeded before I left. Didn't happen. So there are cabbages in there, and there are like 3 volunteer potatoes. There's a poppy, and then there's some weeds. So when I come home, we'll get it taken care of. Turning around, here is the broccoli bed. So I just harvested a good chunk of broccoli. But if you look, so broccoli rabe is more for the side shoots than for the big head. So I see a lot of great side shoots down there. And then the peas, I picked my first harvest of peas, but there's still a lot on there. The peas are looking really good. I'm here around Bessie. I have, well, I hope so. I have 5 Roma tomatoes. Make that 4 Roma tomatoes. Okay, so far still 4. I've had to replant, I think 3 of them. I don't know what happened, if they're gotten eaten or what. I have more Romas to throw in the ground. Maybe I do that before I leave. Maybe I don't. We'll see. That'll be a surprise. But I got my 4 Romas. I got a heck of a lot of weeds. I need to get that covered. I'm gonna do that. We're just gonna digress. I did get the pepper row planted. When did I get that planted? Last weekend? I think last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. They've been in the ground for a week and a half. So this pepper row here is my favorite peppers. They're my orange yummies, and they're like little snack box peppers. I can't live without them. There are 2 things in this garden I cannot live without: my snack box peppers and my Cherokee purple tomatoes. The snack box peppers I could at least buy from a local grocery store. I don't know anyone who sells Cherokee purple tomatoes, and I would die without them. But I planted my snack box peppers. I started, they grew beautifully. I transplanted them. The soil sucked. They did not grow that well. I transplanted them and they all died. They all died almost instantly. So I had to go buy my peppers, my snack box peppers. And so I'm actually kind of really annoyed, and I'm trying not to focus on this. I started so many seeds. Like, I start my seeds every year. And this year I had to buy some of my peppers because they died. I had to buy my broccoli because my broccoli starts went to seed. I always buy my sweet potatoes. I always buy my zucchini. I bought a couple extra broccoli for funsies. I bought cabbage because my cabbage, again, the soil sucks. My cabbage got off on a bad start. I had some flower seeds that I started. They didn't do well, or they died. Like, I started onions. The onions died. Like, I started so much stuff, and I still had to buy. I don't really know. I'm like, I don't think this year was like a cost savings for me starting seeds, because I think like everything died. But we're not focusing on that. So, the big peppers I bought, and then the smaller pepper rows are the peppers I started. I'll bring you down and show you. We lost a lot. So there's a lot of holes. Oh, that siren's close. We have a lot of holes. And then over here, so these ones are our bells. And then that is a random pumpkin or something, I don't know, cantaloupe, something. And then I think largely there's holes down there. And then in this area we had the potatoes that were already growing. I did in this area throw more potatoes in the ground, so hopefully this whole area will be potatoes, and then a random sunflower. And then I don't think I'm doing anything with this area, at least at this point, maybe for fall. And then here are my jalapenos. So I kind of made a mistake. I knew I was going to the beach. I knew I had so much to get done. So I got a great day to throw peppers in the ground. So I threw peppers in the ground. And then we had the next like 3 days was like 95 degrees. I think that's what killed my peppers. That was not the smartest thing I've ever done. If I had worked from home those days, I would have been out here watering 3 times a day. I didn't. I came out and checked on them in the morning, and they had a nice dew on them. But by the time I got home in the evening to throw water on them, they had withered in the sun. So I definitely lost a lot because of my stupidity. And it's those things that, like, I knew not to do that, but I didn't even think about it. I was just like, it's a great hot couple days. I want to get the plants in the ground. Keelan, the plants aren't going to like to be in the ground that soon, at where they don't want to go in the ground and then immediately get 95 degrees multiple days in a row with no rain. So, and then the tomato row, there's not much to see in the tomato row. I'll show you. They're very small. So, over there, we have 2 Cherokee purple tomatoes coming around back right in there. Right in there, I have a cucumber. Here, I have a little pickling cucumber. And then we have some very small tomatoes. Here, my Brandywine is doing nice. I don't know what kind that guy is, but he's doing good. See, like, there's they're hard to see. There's one right there. We're still kind of playing a little bit of Easter egg with them right now. There's one there, not looking too hot. And then they go down, and they are down there, but they're small. So, we got 5 days of rain. Oh, and then before I talk about the tomatoes, look at this pea. Look at that. I mean, doing marvelous things. So, we got 5 days of rain, and then the sun came out, and the tomatoes I've definitely seen a lot of growth in the tomatoes since the sun came out. This is one of the onion beds. So we're starting to at least see some onions. Some onions are doing better than others. And then we also have carrots and morning glories. We picked these. But carrots, coming up in here. So this bed is starting to at least take off a little bit. Some onions are doing good, some are just still struggling, but I'm hoping they all kind of catch up. And then behind me is the potato row, and we have some potatoes coming. So I have some potatoes popping up, and then back here in the little hole, I finally got my kidney beans in the ground. So I threw them in this weekend. It was raining, and I'm like, you gotta get them in. So I threw them in the ground. Last couple of beds. We got our zinnias in, our zinnia starts. They're all doing good. I planted more zinnia seed, and that's not doing great. I had 3 seedlings in here. I see 1 and a lot of grass. So largely the green is zinnias, and then right there is a zinnia seed. There was one somewhere over here. Now I can't find it, which is depressing. I threw so many seeds in here too, which is sad. And then there's one right there, but that's all I see, and it's been over a week. There was one somewhere over in here. Look at all the grass and the volunteer tomatoes. This will have taken over by the time I get home, so I'm gonna need to get a little hoe to hoe it. Where did that other one go? I don't know, but there was one here. And then if we come to this bed, so the other side of our broccoli bed, this is technically our kohlrabi bed. So in here is our kohlrabi plants, and then if you go to the bottom, I mean, oh, look at that beautiful little kohlrabi. So they're doing really, really good. So I made the mistake last year. I bought an artichoke from the nursery, and I do blame the nursery. They didn't label what type of artichoke it was. They just said artichoke, and I'm like, okay, cool, artichoke. It was a Jerusalem artichoke or a sunchoke, and it grows its artichokes in the dirt. So instead of like putting off the flowered head of the artichoke, it puts off a beautiful flower, and then you dig up the artichokes. So I did dig them up. And clearly, it seemed like with the thistle, if you miss just a little bit, it's going to keep growing. So I was pulling them. I was transplanting them. I'm trying to get them to grow behind Bessie the cow. So I was pulling them and I was transplanting them. And again, at this point, Whedon has just taken a back seat because I just needed to get everything planted, everything in the ground. I had flowers I just had so much to do. So we'll come back to Whedon when we get home. But at this point, I might just let them go, because when the kohlrabi's done, they will be pretty. They do get tall, which is a massive annoyance. So again, I don't really know. But at least it's a flowering thing, and at least it is food. It is technically food. And then my last bed is this bed here. Hi, Maxie. Is this bed here. So this is the other onion bed. This is technically the red onion bed. And it is doing much worse than the other bed. I'll bring you down and show you. You can barely see the onions in this bed. I've lost quite a few. I think I had over 100 in here, and now I think maybe I have 20. I don't know if birds plucked them. I don't really know, but we'll see what happens with them. And then all along, my neighbor is having so much fun. All along the outside, I planted green beans. So I'm really excited to see how the green beans come. And then I did throw okra everywhere. So I had 3 okra plants that I threw places. I knew I had one in this bed in the corner, and I'm almost positive it got eaten. So that sucks. I don't remember where any of the other 2 are. There was one over here. Hold on. I know where one more was. And I'm also pretty sure that got eaten. And so I did throw more seed in the ground, but I don't see that coming yet. Okay, yeah, that one's gone too. And I forgot we have the water going because we have to water everything. I get distracted very easily. I'm just watering the stuff I just planted. May not have a lot of okra this year. We also didn't have okra last year because I lost it last year for some reason. I don't remember. Okay, let me go water. And then I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna water everything real quick. And then we'll be back. It is a different day. So I worked until 9 p.m. last night to get all of last night's chores done. Happy to say I got everything done. And it is 8 o'clock right now. And I'm just kind of sitting outside enjoying the sun and enjoying my little kitty. I need to go put him away, go inside and enjoy the other animals. I'm trying to give every animal, make sure I give every animal quality time before I go. I don't like leaving. So I'm trying to give every animal quality time. I still have a couple more things to do, but I am almost fully packed except for the things like I use tonight, like my toothbrush and shampoos and all that stuff. Everything has been watered. People have been given their chore list to help take care of my house. So we are, I think, pretty much done. So I'm gonna, I just realized I didn't sign off here from yesterday, so it's been a busy couple of days. But I'm excited to see what the garden's gonna look like when we come back. A week away normally does great things for gardens. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this wild day, and I'll see you guys at the beach, or maybe when we come home. I don't know. We'll see if I film anything. Bye, friends.